Good evening, everyone. And it is a few minutes past 8. So we begin. And I'd like to welcome each and everyone to our Syzygy Optimal Health Night. We have health talks. We share all kinds of topics for our health community every Sunday at 8 p.m. And if you're here the first time, you might be wondering, what a strange name, Syzygy. Well, Syzygy is actually a name used in astronomy, and it is actually it describes the alignment of three heavenly bodies. For example, the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon. But in our community, we align three values that we want to be optimized in our lives, and that is health, wealth or finances, and personal development or self. So it's syzygy: health, wealth, and self. So tonight is all about health. And if you're like me, I love to talk about success stories, overcomer stories, how people overcome the weaknesses we have as human beings, and how they're able to inspire many others. You know, dear friends, tonight, you don't need to do heroic, huge things to be inspiring. You can do simple things, like, for example, in 2 weeks, in 8 weeks or 2 months, lose 14 kilos. Well, that sounds like a lot, and that's really inspiring. But that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to interview our success story. Before I do, I'd like to, of course, ask him if you're ready. He will introduce himself so he can tell you all about his background. Let's listen to our success story sharer tonight in our Syzygy Optimal Health Night, Alex Dandasan. Hi, Alex. I know,
Hello, Miss Olive.
yeah, good evening. I know you're a millennial or a Gen
Mm.
Z. Millennial,
Millennial, yeah.
millennial. Okay.
Gen Alpha. Hindi, joke lang.
Ah,
Papabata.
ang bata, no? Okay. So I know you're an engineer. Tell us more about yourself, Alex.
I'm an engineer. Tapos, I used to work in manufacturing engineering. I used to work as a manufacturing engineer sa manufacturing company in Laguna. Back then, I was always have this borderline hypertension as early as 20s, late 20s ko. So it got detected there. I think
Really?
it's sort of nasa genes because my mom is like has high blood pressure talaga, as in nago 180, 160, something like that. And
Uh,
I sort of got my BP in normal like 140. So yun yung parang naging normal BP ko.
when was that? When you were in your 20s?
Late 20s, yeah. I was 27, I think 28. So I was having the 140 BP na kaagad.
Yeah.
And sometimes it will go down, lalo na pag mga annual physical exam. But never really paid attention to it, although I know it's alarming. But the thing is, wala kasing nararamdaman eh. And for a lot
Yeah.
of us millennials, I think yun yung scary thought na wala naman ako nararamdaman. So,
Yeah.
life
Oh,
goes on.
wow. There's a saying, oh, yes, we have our genes. And yes, it's true
Mm,
that when we track, we want to know our medical future. Look at your parents. How did they live? Okay.
yeah.
What are their illnesses? Now, yeah, I know your mom, and I know she has a lot of lifestyle diseases, and it's
Mhm.
possible you have the genetic composition too. However, this is what we say we have learned from our years in preventive health. It is your genes can cock the gun. You know, it's like a bullet. but your
Right.
lifestyle can fire the trigger. So let's hear about your story. Tell me how you felt before you decided to make major changes. What did you look like? What were you feeling? Sabi mo kanina, you had high blood pressure, but you did not feel anything. Can you tell
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. I mean, my day goes normal. I was really noticing like I'm getting bigger, like bigger and
Wow.
bigger to where when I was in 20s, early 20s, and then now I'm in early 30s. So the comparison really is huge. Oh, this is my photo. Yeah. This was January this year.
That's January, yeah? I
Yeah,
thought
that's
it was,
January this year.
my God, you lost so much weight. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you,
So
yeah, go ahead.
kasi kami, me and my wife, we're foodies, you know, as we coined it in a millennial term. We explore a lot of restaurants. You know, you get to have your own job. You're earning money. May spending power ka na to try out Japanese, samgyeopsal, everything. So
Yeah.
we
Wow.
were really not paying attention much to what we eat and to our health. We're just enjoying things. And we sort of realized, parang, alam mo yung wala na yung mga parang nene and totoy days niyo before na payat pa. I think that's most commonly used, lalo na sa around our group na, oh, payat ka pa dito, what happened? Parang ganun.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Did you measure yourself then? What was your
Yeah,
waistline? And
my
how heavy were
waistline,
you?
yeah, I was gearing around 95, 96 kilos.
Oh,
And then
wow.
my waistline went up to 44.
Oh,
I
wow.
was I was really like hearing a lot of these things like, you know, medyo nasa obesity na kaming dalawa and kami ng wife ko. And then it's more risk to heart attack, etc. And but the thing is, I know I had high blood pressure, hypertensive ako, but yun nga, parang wala kang nararamdaman, sort of that. Um, until
Yeah.
my mom got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
So are you also pre-diabetic or no?
No, no, no.
You're
But
not.
I know because we have the same blood pressure na mataas pareho. I know I would get that.
It's just
That
a
triggered
matter
me.
of time. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can read the writing on the wall. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So
So
wala
that
kang
became the wake up
nararamdaman.
call.
Mm-hmm. And you were on maintenance meds already. Okay.
Yeah, kasi ano, I was rushed to the ER because of high
Oh,
blood pressure.
oh my
It
gosh.
was it was a normal like checkup of my wife Monica back then, and then ano lang ako, parang sabi ko magpa-BP nga ako, something like that. And then
Yeah.
I had a beep in the hospital and they never let me out
Oh
for
my
one
God,
week.
scary. Yeah.
They
Everybody knows that your high blood pressure could be the doorway to a heart attack or a stroke. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They never let me out for almost a week or two. Like they rushed me with ECG, MRI, like everything, the whole test. And the
Oh,
series of tests came out. Everything is normal, thank God. But
oh, yeah.
they cannot explain why I have this high blood pressure. And then ako rin, parang I was more convinced to myself, like, wala naman ako nararamdaman. Baka it's a quite normal. No? But
Okay.
then I started taking my maintenance meds during
Did the
that time.
maintenance meds help? They controlled your blood pressure.
It did help to a certain point. It lowered down, but the eating habit kasi
Did not
returned
change.
to normal. So for example,
Yeah.
what happens normally is that you get hospitalized, you get a wake up call. The diet na ako, I would sort out my eating habit, and then
Yeah.
after a while, it returns back. So actually, I from that time that I got hospitalized, I think that's where sort of my weight increased. Kasi I have the thought or the idea na I'm on maintenance meds. I can eat whatever I want. Parang gano'n.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. So Alex and his mom actually, just a minute. Yeah. Alex and his mom and his wife heard of a program which we have been running. It's called the Syzygy Optimal Health 16-week program. And
Mm.
he consulted, of course, having these lifestyle diseases. You don't go into a weight loss program without checking with the doctor first. And so
Right.
he was introduced to Dr. Rico. Santos, who is actually one of our coaches for the Syzygy Optimal Health. There are other coaches, but he was the one working with okay, Alex. So what did you do now when you decided when excuse me, when you got sick and tired of all this weight, carrying this weight wherever you go? What
Right.
did you decide? What made you decide and what did you start doing? Yeah.
Yeah, I think really the wake up call was my mom having type 2 diabetes. When
Mm.
she got diagnosed with it and we heard of Doc Rico, we immediately set an appointment. And then the first question Doc Rico would always ask is, "Are you serious?"
About
And that was
changing.
like about changing your habits, about your health. Kasi on your own you can make the decision naman talaga. Like I would eat less carbs, I would remove sugar, everything. There's a lot of program out there in the internet for people to explore. But the thing is, when Doc Rico asked, "Are you serious?" We knew that it was sort of like a commitment decision from there on.
Mhm.
And whatever the program would say, we would just follow, even though a lot of things are like not what we are used to. So we started, I was 95 kilos. I got 44 waistline. And then Doc Rico advised, of course, for a free checkup for blood chem, everything, the whole work. And
Right,
also with my wife and my mom.
right. Okay. So what did you do with your diet? How did you change your
Yeah.
diet? Your
Uh, the
nutrition.
first the first suggestion that he had is ketogenic therapy.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't coin it as a diet because it's sort of like a therapy for your body to really maximize your protein intake and then remove the sugar and remove the starch, which are the carbs like rice and potatoes, etc. Um,
Uh,
I was a heavy coffee drinker. Like my go-to is white chocolate mocha. I
oh,
wouldn't
wow.
recommend, but
That's
yeah,
not
yeah,
coffee,
that's my
that's dessert.
go-to.
Well,
So
okay,
it's
okay.
really sweet. Like I had like siguro 120 cup in the morning. Sometimes when may mga office mates na maglilibre, etc. That's my really go-to cup. But when I realized that I got onboarded in the program and the information actually hit me. Like the sugar triggers my cravings more. And
Mm,
then the carbs would, raise my insulin. Parang ako, parang pag hindi ako nag-rice or nag-skip ako ng rice, I think it's okay. I'll just do bread. But it's the same thing. So the first, or siguro the first step was decision for us, and then the second one was really getting information, the right information.
mhm.
And then the best thing is that in Doc Rico's program, you would have a lot of testimonies of other people who have done it already
Yeah,
and they've
done.
lost weight. So
Yeah.
yeah, we got inspired. Like, oh, this is really doable. Like, um, he would suggest like the problem was your lifestyle. That's why you got a lifestyle disease like hypertension, diabetes, etc. And the cure would be not only maintenance meds, but rather change the lifestyle. So we needed to adapt. So the first recommendation was ketogenic diet, intermittent fasting, and sugar removal. Totally zero sugar.
Wow, totally zero. You're not eating fruits also?
No, no fruits either.
It's totally.
Starches like potatoes, wala rin. I think carrots kapag hindi fully cooked because it turns to starch. So there's a lot of like information. The best thing about Doc Rico's program is that he would create a group chat with you. Then you can consult the food you would want to eat. Like, Doc, pwede ba to? Doc, pwede ba tong fruit na to? He would say minsan, one piece lang. For example, lanzones. Like, I really love lanzones. Like, I can eat like a half a kilo one sitting. And
Yeah,
then he would go like, isa lang. Because it would really spike your sugar. So it's like, okay.
you were really a very disciplined follower. Now, this is what you eat. That's what you prepare. That
Oh,
looks
yeah,
yum.
yeah.
It looks
Yeah, those are,
yummy.
yeah.
Keto meals?
We enjoyed experimenting with food. The first
Huh?
thing also is to shy away from not real foods like fast foods, etc. So you'd rather be preparing your own food.
Wow.
And for us, we're both working professionals, so we really don't have time, So we try to make it simple. Ingredients that you can find in local market, so you create your own
Yeah.
dishes with it.
It looks good. Parang gourmet. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
It takes
So
effort.
these are basic Filipino dishes. Like you have steamed na kangkong, and then pritong talong, and then fish. It's as simple as that. Then this one is a salad. I think this is salted egg
Wow.
with kangkong leaves and then tomatoes.
Looks yummy. Wow.
Ah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Talbos ng kamote. Yeah, yeah.
Talbos ng kamote.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Now, tell me about, look at that. What is that? That's pork?
Oh, yeah. That's pork. That's actually the salad made with salted egg, onion, and then chorizo from Cebu. Kasi we we just came from Cebu and really miss the chorizo. So instead of putting it on rice, we put it on salad. And then the other one is pampano na grilled and then tuna panga.
Oh, wow. Oh, don't you have, how did you get rid of your cravings for rice?
Oh, it was really hard. It was really hard. Like there's a lot of Filipino dishes that you would equate to kailangan may rice. Like
Yeah,
adobo, kare-kare, yung may mga sauce, like it equates to rice or mga soup like sinigang and nilaga, etc. It was really a habit of getting used to. No? So we were struggling at first, but we noticed that when you eliminate your sugar, the cravings actually decreases.
that's true.
That's I think that's the key for us. So when we removed the sugar, it was a hard decision. Like kaka-grocery lang namin, and then we're sort of negotiating. Dok, pwede bang next week? Kasi kakabili lang namin ng milk, ng sugar, everything. And
Yeah,
we sort of put them in one box. Tapos we put them in the storage elsewhere para hindi namin nakikita, hindi namin touch, and hindi kami nakikrave. So
yeah.
the first 2 weeks was really hard because you would have like sugar withdrawal. You would miss it, etc. But
Oh, yeah.
the best thing is that in terms of food, you can identify now the taste of what real food is. Like for example, when we had fish, because normally fish does rice, when it's fish alone, like this is you have the distinction between varieties of fish, how they would taste.
Really
Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
it was really an eye opening for us. Like, okay, that's how we enjoyed food.
So you enjoy, you're saying you enjoy food more because you're not, it's that there's no rice. So you can
Yeah,
taste
yeah,
the different flavors. Makes
and you
sense.
get to experiment. You get to experiment with your own recipes. Like,
Yeah.
we had a salad. We created a salad with grilled yempo and salted egg,
I
and then
know.
onions and
So good.
cucumber and tomatoes. It's really good. It's really good. If you guys are listening to it, you have to try it yourself.
Yeah, I think I tried that.
Yeah, yeah. It was surprisingly good.
It was really good. Parang you don't need
Mm.
any kind of carbs and you feel so healthy because you eat a lot of the greens. Tell me
Yeah.
about fasting. How do you fast?
Yeah. We started with 12 hours. And then we started 12 hours, then progressed to 14, 16. Now we can go 18. But on the first month kasi, you would notice your body starts to plateau. I think that's one of the biggest challenges in weight loss is that like you're not getting the result that you want.
Yeah.
Good thing is that we have Doc Rico on a messenger again. Like you can always
Okay.
consult Doc. I didn't lose any kilograms this week. I didn't lose any weight. And then he told us like you need to vary the fasting.
Mm. You mean you change
Yeah,
the length
you
of
need
time?
you need to trick your body. Like for example, you're already doing 16 hours of fasting, and then you progress to 18. Then the next day you would do 14,
Ah,
and then switch back to 18 again.
oh, really? I didn't know that
Yeah.
also. Oh, by the way, for those people who get turned off by the word fasting,
Mm.
it's actually scheduled eating. You're allowed to
Yeah.
eat,
Yeah.
but there is a schedule. And from my experience, I'm not the one being interviewed, but I can tell you, it's amazing. You feel more
Yeah.
energized. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. How did you feel with the scheduled eating?
I would say everything is hard at first, because you're not used to it. This is a new concept to you, and you're sort of you feel parang you're depriving yourself, parang ganun.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
along the process of it, when we're sort of getting the hang of it, we felt more energized actually when fasted.
Mm-hmm.
You get to be more excited, like because every day we measure our weight, our waistline,
Yeah.
how yeah, ilang inches na ba ganyan. And then you would see the result immediately, like fast for 16 hours or 14. But wag naman biglaan. You should always start with 12. But when you get to those level that you're sort of, you can see the result immediately of fasting. Like right now, when I'm in my eating period, I would normally go with 84, 85 kilos. But I'm in my fasted state, like early in the morning, I could go down like 81. So that's
Oh,
a 3 kilo difference already.
oh. Why? Because of water? What ba?
Yeah. When we were doing the scheduled eating, when we were in the fasted period, we just had coffee, tea, or water.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then you get to enjoy that first bite of kapag kakain ka na. I don't know, it's really weird, but I can only share based from my experience. Like, for
Yeah.
example, you prep your food already, and halimbawa, it's a fish or a meat, and then you get that first bite, it really explodes in your mouth. Like, oh, this is really amazing. I never thought I would miss food this much, but it's really a rewarding feeling because you get to complete your goal as well.
Right.
Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah, we use a fasting tracker app for that. We normally use, being millennial, I think it's in the genes that you use more of your phone every day. But right now we're using three mobile apps. One
Uh-huh.
is for blood pressure, recording of
Okay.
blood pressure and weight. The other one is for fasting,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other one is sleep tracker. So I
Yeah.
think later we'll be talking about sleep. So that's really important also for us.
Yeah. Okay. Now that you mentioned sleep, let's jump there
Mm,
because the pillars of Syzygy optimal health I did not mention earlier involves nutrition, it involves movement and exercise, it
mm,
involves sleep, very important. You compromise sleep, your health will suffer. It's not a joke. And number four is my hydration. Did I mention
mm.
hydration? Yeah, and mindset. Anyway, but tell me about sleep. Tell me about that app you use. Okay, how do you
Yeah.
sleep?
For sleeping kasi, my wife and I, we have different routines, no? Kasi we work on separate shifts. I work the day shift, she works the night shift.
Mm,
The good thing about the being in the program is that we sort of had the experience of one that would be situated in a BPO setup, like working in night shift. How do you do optimal health being in night shift? And one
yeah.
ako naman na in day shift. So before this, the program, I was really sleeping a lot less. Like I would
Uh,
do 4 or 5 hours and then I'm up. Okay na ako. But when we got in the program, we sort of made sure that we get at least 7 hours to 8 hours of sleep. Kasi it's also incorporated in your scheduled eating. You know, the more you stay up awake, sometimes you get cravings like in the middle of the night. Ah, mag-grab nga ako ng food. So I would schedule like siguro mga 10, 11 p.m. I should be asleep, and then I would wake up 7, 8 in the morning the next day.
wow, that's amazing. 4 to 5 hours of sleep, that is not healthy at all. Um, you're young, you can do it, but you pay the price as you begin to age.
Yeah.
So you follow the sleep. Well, this is not a talk on sleep, but when we talk about sleep and the circadian rhythm, that's another very interesting topic.
Mm,
Now tell me about, no matter how much how properly you eat and how good you sleep, there's another component that if you don't do it, it won't work. You see, it's a balance of all these things, and that is exercise and
yeah,
movement.
movement.
Okay,
Mhm.
now not everybody can go to a gym. So what
Right.
did you do in this program? Uh,
Yeah, one of the, I think, eye-opening information that we got is that because we were heavy. I used to be 95 kilos, and we always thought like um, getting your weight down is boils down to exercise. But that's the only concept that we had before. Parang you can eat normally as long as you go to the gym, exercise a bit more, maybe
Yeah.
engage in sports. But when I was in that weight and I had hypertension na ganung BP, what I learned is that I shouldn't be doing any exercise at all because
Oh,
it would rise your your BP talaga and it would stress your heart. So it would have a hard time really, and then your body normally it shutters down after exercise. So the program recommended us with movement is a nitric oxide exercise. It's a really 5 minute workout with 4 steps, simple lang. You can YouTube it, Google it. It's really basic. Like kapag
nitric
inaantok ka,
oxide. Uh-uh.
yeah,
It's I
nitric
see.
oxide release. Yeah.
It's
So
only
I
5 minutes.
was
Go
Yep,
ahead.
I was only 5 minutes. I was doing that when I was 95 kilos. And then when everything sort of dropping down the weight, and then Doc Rico recommended na, yeah, you can go to the gym.
Oh,
Yeah. So now we're doing badminton, me and my wife.
yeah, cardio exercise. Yeah. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the nitric oxide 5 minutes, you just don't do one. You can do as much as three,
Yeah,
5 minutes a
per
day,
day.
noon and
Mhm.
night, or whatever. It's really a good exercise. You can, yeah, you can look for it in YouTube, nitric oxide 4 minute exercise. It exercises every part of your body. So do
Yes.
you plan to go to the gym and start the weights?
Right now, I'm sort of working on cardio. That's why we engage
Cardio.
in badminton. Mhm.
Okay. At least you're
The,
moving.
the, the nitric oxide, we found it super friendly. Like even not only for our age, because I have in-laws who are in the 60s.
Yeah.
So, alam mo yun, when one of your family members like goes into a health program, everyone is asking, "Oh, ano ginagawa mo? What are you doing? What are you doing?" So we
Yeah.
recommended that exercise to them also,
Yeah.
and they're in their 60s and they can do it like no problem at all.
Galing. Another component of optimal health is, of course, hydration,
Mm.
water, water. So what did you learn during this program about water, drinking water?
Yeah, since you're having sort of an intentional deficit of, for example, when you're fasting and all of that, what sustains you would be water. And sometimes if you're craving, actually the answer is water. Like for example, during the allotted period of your scheduled eating, you would feel I'm really hungry, right?
Ah,
Like gutom na ako. And sometimes you just take a bottle of water and it would go out. So really the secret is water.
they say that sometimes what you think is hunger is just thirst. And our body is how much, percent water. So we really need,
Mm.
but not just any water. It's got to be really good quality, safe water. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
there's one thing pa pala, sorry. If you're doing ketogenic therapy, what would really help down, you know, um, you in the morning, like getting it all out would be water. You need to stay hydrated. Kasi if you're focusing more on protein intake. So you're
Mm.
removing the fiber, the carbs, the starch, etc. So the water really helps.
Makes you full also, no?
Yeah.
So yeah. Now, okay, because you've achieved so much. I mean, that's why we wanted to know what you do. Um, and you're tracking everything because he's got those
Mm.
apps. Now, my of course we have some questions. We are
Yes,
going
po.
to get to that towards the end because I saw there were some questions. Please type your questions. And very important component of going on the Syzygy Optimal Health Program is partnering with a very good brand of supplementation because you cannot
Mm.
eat everything you need to be healthy. And our corporate partner for Syzygy is a brand called Neutralite. We're going to show you a few videos in a bit. Neutralite is the only company in the world that grows, harvests, concentrates plant from its 100% certified organic farms. Friends, if I'm going to put anything in my mouth, it's got to come from an organic
Mm.
source. With all the chemicals out there, it's scary. Tell me about your supplementation program during your journey. And by the way, he's not over. It's not over. He has lost 14 kilos, but his goal is even more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Work in progress still.
but
not
amazing.
not yet not yet there.
Not
Not
yet
yet there.
done. Tell me about your supplementation.
Yeah. I would say that in terms of Nutrilite, I think we are the product of the products. Uh,
Mm,
we sort of had that mindset before, like, the only people who would need protein shake, like drinking protein, would be the ones going to the gym. Like there really is disconnect between the supplementation that Nutrilite would recommend to us. But we knew one thing, like we knew that even you eat normally, like you don't take supplements, the normal eating alone is not enough to take care of your daily nutrition needs.
mhm.
And the thing is that when you're going into a diet, you're sort of having that deficit even more. So you would really need the supplementation. And
Yes.
I've had those times or trials before, like I did to try to lose weight, and I would end up getting sick.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the best thing is that now that we have the Nutrilite supplements, is that bye sickness.
yeah.
So it's a continuous process. Like we're really like amazed of how the results were. Like, oh, this is really interesting. And Doc Rico would customize the recommendation of your supplementation based on your condition. So if you're like having hypertension or you have like type 2 diabetes, etc., there's a corresponding supplement for that really.
Yeah.
And Nutrilite has a lot and unlimited, I think, numerous products based on the need of every person.
There are two more components that are very important, and we'll quickly ask him that. Uh, Actually, there are so many weight loss, get healthy programs out there.
Mm,
And I've been in the health and well-being industry for 28 years, but I have never realized how powerful two things can be. And maybe um Alex can, it's kind of connected. Alex can talk about it. For me, well, Neutralite is a game changer, difference maker. But these other two are being part of a health community. You're not
yeah.
doing this alone. And number two is coaching. Tell
Hmm.
us how powerful it is when you're around people who value health like you. Okay.
Yeah. I think one of the uh, I would say eye-opening events then is that we joined the Nutrilite Health and Wellness Program as a coach. No, so we were like we were on our previous weight, so we were like big, and we joined a health and wellness certification course, and we got like certified health coach. But uh, we didn't do it like to be a coach. We did it for ourselves. Like we needed to know more of the information that are
Right.
really working out there, and what they discuss. They talk about everything, like what you eat, what supplementary you take, the quality of your sleep, circadian rhythm, pretty much everything that we're talking about here. But
Mhm.
really, what integrates us is the community of different people and different backgrounds and different ages. So you get to see a program fit for your lifestyle. That's the best thing. Like for now, Monica and I, my wife, she works night shift because she has BPO, work from home. So the movement is really limited. And then the sleep, of course, it's offset. She sleeps in the morning. So we have sort of different time period of eating. So we have different sleep patterns and we have different movement. But the thing is, with the program, you can custom fit it to sort of incorporate your lifestyle to it na
Mhm.
hindi ka mahihirapan. No? So I think that that sort of helped. Being in that community also, you get to see testimonies and you get to hear other people's stories that would really inspire you. Like
Yeah.
before, we're not, the convenience of like hitting the Grab or Food Panda for, ordering your food and everything. Because there's a lot of healthy options naman there. Like you can order salad from Grab or Food Panda and everything. But I got inspired with particularly one person in the community. I think it's Carol, who said that she really enjoyed like preparing her food. And I
Uh,
was like, hmm. So that fair enough, like you try it, it's good for you, but you also quite share it to others. So sometimes when we be, we're together with the community, like, oh, we can try this food, just so we can hear feedback from others, like, oh, how does it taste. And
yeah.
then being in a community also, you get to measure your progress even more. You get to help inspire others as well as they inspire you. So
Yeah.
if you're doing this thing on your own, it would be really hard because
Correct.
you're your own boss and you're your own motivation. But if you're doing it with a group, everything just feels like, oh wow,
Yeah,
this is
you're
kaya to,
inspiring each
kaya to.
other.
Mm.
Yeah, and coaching also is very critical, right? Because
Yeah,
someone is what, like in a gym, if you had a coach, you're going to have those muscles, diba? That's why we
right.
have coaches in gyms. So when you try to lose weight and get yourself healthy, it's also very effective to have a coach. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the major reasons why we were able to achieve so much in such short time, 2 months, is because of a coach. Like if it is us like trying to figure out what the next step would be, or we're sort of plateauing in our weight, what should we do? If we didn't have any coach, it would be impossible for us to figure out. But we have a weekly accountability meeting.
Weekly
With
accountability meeting
yes,
with the coach. That's important. Yeah.
our group and Doc Rico. So, we would consult everything. Like this week, this is what I ate, this is the effect. So for example, sometimes you're feeling a little bit parang you got colds and etc. You get to consult that as well.
Right. Thank you. So we have a few questions and we do have limited time. We don't normally run very long health meetings, but at this point, I'd like to show you a couple of videos of our corporate partner, our partner in our health span journey. Remember, you can have a long lifespan, many years in a wheelchair long life and doing what your children or even your grandchildren do. That is the goal of our program, Syzygy Optimal Health. So here are a couple of videos. If we can share them, they're just like a minute each. Then we'll go back to the question and answer. Enjoy the videos. Thank you. Thank you. So, we have one more. Let's watch this. This is a meal replacement. Instead. Okay, wonderful videos. You know that meal replacement, instead of going to fast food, let's say you're in a hurry, you cannot prepare a meal, and then you go out and grab Jollibee or McDonald's. And this is, in our health community, we really discourage people from eating fast food. It's very, very unhealthy. I know it's tasty and it's fast, but again, your health is number one. Grab a Neutralite meal replacement shake, and it has all the nutrients of a healthy meal. Now, there is a question here. It's Where's the question? It was talking about your hunger. I think someone asked, where is that? Ryan, can you help me? Ah, from my Maylene Te, how many weeks you need to do it by 12 hours?
Oh, the fasting?
Yeah, how long were you fasting for 12 hours?
I think I started with siguro 3 to 4 days lang. I
Uh,
you have to feel your body, when you're doing it. The
and then
minimum actually is 12 hours.
the minimum is 12 hours.
Yeah.
If you do not, if you start eating in less than 12 hours, it has no benefit. So the
Mm.
fasting, the scheduled eating should be 12 hours, no food 12 hours and above. But that's not so bad. It's pretty doable. Uh, and I had a question, it kind of slipped my mind. Oh, here. When you are invited to a
Mm.
party and you don't
Oh, wow.
embarrass the host, the social events all around us,
Right.
eating late at night when we're supposed to be fasting. Christmas is coming, and you just
Mm.
cannot resist all the parties and the food. How do you discipline yourself so you're not tempted? Tell us.
Um, One is that if for example you're there and you have no choice, like you really have to eat because it would offend the host most of the time. And tayo
Yeah,
Filipinos, we don't want to offend our friends, like so. Normally we nitpick the food. Like there's a lot of parang may buffet, like may pancit, may Shanghai, may ganito, may ganito. We nitpick the meat because we get like a portion of it, just a little, just so
yeah.
you eat. Or sometimes you do an alibi, like, oh, we just came from a party. Sorry, parang we're really full and everything like that. So just, anyway, we're here. Let's just, kamustahan, chit chat, everything. But
Yeah.
we're really full, sorry. Or minsan, baunin mo na lang. Diba? It's okay,
Okay.
like, yung portion namin, we can pack it for us.
You've got to be proactive to not offend, and you still are there for the social reason, but
Mm-mm.
gotta fight that temptation to stuff things because Christmas is coming. And
Yeah.
yeah, so we've actually come to the end of our little bit of interview. We have some breakout rooms after this. And before we end, breakout rooms is a number will pop up before you go. Don't go, and just click so you can say hi to your friends, whoever invited you. Say, give us some feedback in a smaller group. But before we do that, I'd like to thank Alex so much for allowing to
Okay.
be interviewed. I'm so inspired by him because every time I see him and we start eating our pancit, oh, not that's not all the time. That's only once or what. Alex will not touch. He has his own baon. The safest, best food is what you prepare and cook at home. Before we go, we'd like to ask you, Alex, what is, because you've inspired so many people and you can share this YouTube video to many friends who are struggling now. What do you have to say as your last final, in this sharing tonight? What do you what can you
Mm.
say? Yeah.
Ako, I would highly recommend get a coach, like get a health and wellness certified coach,
Mm.
preferably connected to Nutrilite if you can, because you need to work out. Like there's a lot of things that you need to change, and there's a lot of like habits that you need to develop along the way. And if you're doing it alone on your own, it would really be difficult.
Mm-mm.
And if you're young and you're listening to this, start young. Like when I sort of had the results that we were getting, we sort of felt like bakit yun lang? We could have started earlier, you know, during in our 20s or even earlier than that. So I wish you the best of luck. I mean, you just stick to the program, to your coach, and then the community. You would definitely get your results that you want also. Right now, me and my wife, we enjoy sports activities more often. Well, without the typical na hinihingal, you
Right.
need to stop because you need to catch your breath. The chronic back pains in our 30s is gone. The chronic na sakit ng tuhod and talampakan is also gone. We're enjoying life better, I think. And the reason why I also want to continue this is mainly for for the both of us, for ourselves. And of course, for other friends also who, like me, in their 30s, either have losartan, amlodipine,
Oh,
Nebilet as their maintenance meds. So hopefully they also join the health revolution that we're trying to start.
yeah, our mission. Before we end, there's just one more question. That's why we
Mm,
want to, this is very conversational. There's no script. We're just talking from our hearts here. From Adele. He low carb IF diet, during that, and you cheat. I don't know how you're gonna answer this. You cheat for a couple of days. You forget your low carb and your fasting. Nagwala ka. Okay.
mm.
Ayan ang mangyayari
Right.
sa Christmas. Do you have a detox process? What do you do to eliminate the unwanted food that you took? What do you do?
Okay. Here's a we're
Romina,
not like perfect. Okay. So last weekend we went to Cebu, and it was the first time in a long time we had carbs.
oh,
Cebu has this like local food. The best that I think I figured like in Manila kasi it's very difficult to get real food. You get access to real food. But in
yeah.
the provinces like Cebu, you get real food like cooked in the streets, and then it's really good. So there's this parang kakanin called putumaya, and then you pair it with hot chocolate. And so that was
Wow.
we tried that with our breakfast, and I was like, the results after that is like we sort of crave more for food that
Oh,
we normally didn't feel before. Like, parang nakikrave ako. Like, I want to eat more. I'm really full, but I know I'm full, but parang
yeah.
kailangan ko pang kumain ng kumain. So, um, ano lang siya, it's more of a reset because you've already like gained progress for it. So you need to re-engage yourself also. You need to eliminate the sugar immediately.
Okay, cut and cut clean.
Cut and
Um,
cut. Yeah.
do it fast. No, no paunti-unti. No, not no slow. You just cold turkey.
Mm,
Romina, who is a nurse and a SPED consultant for children, she has also a wonderful story in her life, how she removed her, yeah, high blood again and all that stuff at a very young age. She said the way you detox is to fast. How long?
mm-mm,
That's where you have a coach, a consultant who advises you. And she says in the chat, the more you indulge in carbs, the
I agree.
hungrier you feel. So
Yeah.
stay away, because You're not going to burn it, you're going to store it. Okay. Once again,
Sorry, I think Miss
yeah,
Olive,
yeah,
the question of Miss Matet, about GERD, something as a reflux.
I didn't see
I
that.
don't know what works with you, but for me it's like when I ate, parang before late at night, I would eat, like grab food or etc. And then I would wake up in the middle of the night because of hyperacidity. I would
Oh,
go to the toilet and vomit. No. But when we
oh,
started intermittent fasting, uh, nawala siya.
oh, oh.
Maybe because I don't know. I'm not a doctor or health expert, but I just based from my experience. I think is that when you intake food too much, your body sort of produce acid to burn it, to dissolve the food. That's why nagkakaroon ng hyperacidity and all that. But my experience with intermittent fasting, as long as you take water, you hydrate as much as possible. So wala namang naging acid sa akin. And then yeah, the omega-3 also works really good for me.
All right. Wow. Daming questions, no? But hey, no worries. We have another topic or another story next week. So we'll hope to see you all. Join us again next week at 8 p.m. for Syzygy Optimal Health. Please join the breakout room. Go back to the people who invited you tonight and ask your questions. I think there's going to be a survey after this also that will pop up. All our answer the survey, and we're going to respond to you. Thank you so much. And now for the breakout rooms. Thank you and God bless
Thank you.
everyone.